Hello, Bacho. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and healthy. So, welcome back to your EVS classes. So, students, in today's class, we are going to start with a new chapter that is the world of animals. So, let's see the learning objectives of this chapter. So, animals have different sizes. So, first of all, what we are going to learn in this chapter that animals they have different sizes, right? Then we are going to see that animals they live at different places. Then we are going to learn about wild animals. Then we are going to learn about domestic animals, pet animals. Then we are going to learn about birds, reptiles, insects, homes of animals, and useful animals. So now students, we see many animals around us, right? So first of all, let's see animals have different sizes. So around us, we can see certain animals that are very big. Then we have some animals that are very small. For example, we have elephant, giraffe, lion. All these animals are very big, right? Then we have cat, dog, rabbit. So ये सारे animals, they are very small, right? Now, animals live at different places. So some animals they live on land. So now students you must have seen this thing that animals they also live in different places. So we have some animals that live on land. For example, we have bear, we have cow, we have dog, sheep, tiger. All these animals they live on land. Then we have some animals that live in water, right? So we have fish, jellyfish, octopus, prawn, dolphin. All these animals they live in water, right? Now next we have some animals that live on land and in water. So we have certain animals that can live both on land and in water. And what are those animals? We have crocodile, tortoise, frog, duck. These are the animals that can live on both land and water, and these type of animals we call them as amphibians, right? Now, next we have some animals live on trees. So we have monkey, koala, squirrel, panda, owl. All these animals they live on trees, right? Now, next, we are going to learn about wild animals. So, wild animals live in jungles, right? We can see some wild animals in a zoo. So, now, students, how we are going to tell that this particular animal is wild animal? So, first of all, wild animals they live in jungle, and we have kept some wild animals in zoo also. So, for example, we have lion. Lion lives in jungle, and lion is a wild animal. Then we have tiger. Tiger is also a wild animal. Elephant, fox, giraffe. All these animals are wild animals. Then we have domestic animals. So domestic animals include both pets, animals and farm animals. So now students, what happens? In the case of domestic animals, we have both pet animals and farm animals, right? So in domestic animals and farm animals, we have animals that are kept at farms. Then farms animals, they are useful to us. And why they are useful to us? So from the examples, we are going to understand this thing. So first of all, in domestic animal, we have cow, right? So domestic animal we have pet and farm animals. So this cow is a farm animal. And how this animal is useful to us? Because cow is giving us milk, right? Then we have goat is also providing us with milk. Then we have sheep, so we are getting wool from sheep, right? Then we have hen, so hen lays egg and we eat that egg. Then we have horse, and horse helps in carrying things, right? So all these are farm animals, and all these animals are useful to us because they are helping us in our daily lives. Now students, next we are going to learn about pet animals. So pet animals live with us at home. So what are the pet animals? The animals that we keep at our homes. So first of all, we have dog. So dog is a pet animal. Then we have cat. So cat is also a pet animal. Then we have rabbit, guinea pig. Then we have fish in aquarium, and all these animals are pet animals. Then we have birds. So animals with wings and feathers, we call them as birds, right? Then most birds can fly. Wings help them to fly. So now students, the animals that have wings and feathers, we call them as birds. So students, most of the birds can fly. And how they are flying? So wings help them to fly. So students, why birds can fly? Because they have wings, and that is why these wings are helping birds to fly. Then bird has a beak and two legs. So now we can see that bird has a beak, a single beak, and bird has two legs, right? So now here we have the examples of birds, that is crow, sparrow, parrot, pigeon, and peacock, right? Then birds like penguin, ostrich, and emu cannot fly. Ostrich is the largest bird. So now students, in the case of birds, we have certain exceptions as well, like birds like penguin, ostrich, and emu, they cannot fly. And do you all know that ostrich is the largest bird in the world? Then we can say that ostrich egg, it is also the largest cell in the world, right? Then we are going to learn about the reptiles. So short-legged animals that crawl along the ground are called reptiles. Snakes have no legs. So now students, what are reptiles? Reptiles are those animals that are short-legged and they just crawl on the ground, and these animals are known as reptiles. So here we have snake also as a reptile, but snake doesn't have any legs. So we have crocodile, that is reptile, snake is also a reptile, and lizard is also a reptile. Then we are going to learn about insects. So insects are tiny animals. They have 6 legs. Some insects can fly. For example, we have housefly, butterfly, mosquito, cockroach, and all these comes under the category of insect. Now next we have homes of animals. So a bird lives in a nest, right? So what is bird doing? Bird makes nest on the tree, and in the nest they lay eggs and take care of young ones, right? So bird is living where? In the nest. Then cow lives in a shed, right? Then lion lives in a den. Then we have hen, and hen lives in a coop. Then we have snake, and snake lives in a hole. Then we have rabbit, and rabbit lives in a burrow. So some animals do not have homes and they are called stray animals. So students, we have seen certain animals that have home, but we have some animals that do not have any home, and we call them as stray animals. Now next we have useful animals. So dog guard our houses, right? So we keep dog as pet animal because dog gives protection to us. Dog guard our houses. Then we have hen. Then we also keep hens as our farm animal. But why? Because hen is providing us with eggs. Then we have cows, goat, buffaloes, and all these farm animals, they give us milk. Now next we have sheep. So sheep is also a farm animal, and why we are keeping sheep? Because sheep gives us wool. Then we have camel, donkey, horses, and all these animals, they carry loads for us. Then we have honeybees, and honeybee provide us with honey, right? So now students, on the basis of the chapter, you have this exercise over here in which you have few questions. So I want you all to complete this exercise, and this completes our chapter. I hope you all have understood this chapter, and now I'm going to meet you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.